Hello, my name is Jeff Groat. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Lion's Share Company. We are here today with Bill Beiter. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jeff.
This is great. Episode 4. This is where I can't believe we're already at 4. We made it to episode 4 of the Roar and the Reason, which is the name of the Lion's Share podcast. And try to do this every podcast just to tell you a little bit about the Lion's Share Company. The Lion's Share Company is the operating company for 6 companies. The Wadsworth companies, which is Wadsworth Solution, Wadsworth Service, Wadsworth Energy, Warner Mechanical, and Imperial Mechanical, and Wave Electric. All 6 companies fall under one umbrella, and that umbrella being the Lion's Share Company. Welcome, William. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me, Jeffrey.
This is something I've been waiting for a long time, and I had asked you when I decided to come up with this concept of a podcast. I'm like, I can't wait to have Bill on.
Yeah, sounds great, and I'm still working on the jingle.
We're going to eventually get there. We're here today to talk about HVAC service and end user sales. Wanted to start off with talking about the end user sales account manager position, and that's a role that you fill in the Cleveland market. But before we go there, Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, how far back should I go?
Well, let's go back to your bartending days. How's that?
Okay. All right. Yep. I did have a lot of years bartending and serving down in Memphis. Claim to fame there was I worked at B.B. King's Blues Club for 5 years.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So it was a good time. Had a lot of wild times there. So then reached a point in my life where I settled down. I moved up to Cleveland and I got back into school. I actually got a degree in audio engineering.
Okay.
My plan, yep.
Didn't know that
Full
either.
surprises here. So my plan was to move to Nashville to work in the industry because I had a music background. Then I met my now wife.
Mel?
Yep.
We
And
know
plans
Mel.
changed because all of her family was local in Cleveland. So I decided to get in the family business of sales using my background of serving and bartending and talking to strangers.
Which you do well.
Thank you. Thank you. So I landed in copier sales, which my sister has sold copiers for many years. She's done really well.
Okay.
So I got into copier sales, and I did that for about 3.5 years. And then I got a contact from a recruiter who wanted to talk about HVAC. And his thing was that if you sold copiers, every year is like 7 years, kind of like dog years, because you get beat up so bad. So I had a lot of experience cold calling, hitting goals. So I ended up interviewing with a couple HVAC companies. I picked one that is actually a local company here in Toledo. So I was brought on to grow a service base from scratch out in Cleveland, which I did that for about 2.5 years, but I was a lonely man on an island out there, and I wasn't getting a lot of support, but that got me where I was today.
So that was a lonely man sitting at a trade show one day and just worked the show by himself, and out of the blue, you got a phone call from somebody we all know.
Yeah, most days I was actually just sitting in a park, but yeah, the day I worked a trade show by myself, and I was a little bit heartbroken and beat up, seeing everybody else having a good time. And as soon as I sat in my car, no lie, my phone rang, random phone call by Mr. Jeffrey Groat here. So I'm looking around, I was like, is this guy following me or something? And you said, we heard a lot about you. We want to know if you'd be willing to talk. And I was willing to talk. You caught me on the perfect time. So I believe it was divine intervention.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. And how long ago was that, Bill?
3.5 years now.
You've been here 3.5 years already.
Yep, going on 4.
So the importance of your background is obviously being a bartender, customer-centric, number one. And number 2 is you have empathy and you have the ability to work well with others and communicate. So the position that you hold today as an end-user sales account executive is probably one of the most difficult jobs in a Lion's Share company. And the reason being is you are the face of the Lion's Share company. You represent us not just with HVAC service, but with all the services and solutions that we offer. And the Lion's Share company, the way we look at it is a Lion's Share company looks at the entire envelope of a building, and we provide the best world-class solutions and services for that facility. You've got great experience in this. You've got a ton of accounts over in the Cleveland market, and you spend a lot of time in front of clients. being that face of the customer that you are, or the face to the customer, face of our company, Bill, when we go into an account, what are you looking for on the end user account manager side?
First off, I'm just trying to connect with the customer. I'm big on relationships. I was once told by a great sales mentor that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to do. I think my success has come from not being salesy and not being a salesman. So I sell by not being a salesman. So to me, it's all about the customer experience. When I go into an account, I'm looking at everything when I walk in. I don't know if you saw the movie Bad Boys, where they were in training.
Yes, I did.
And situational awareness. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at everything when I come in. If I'm in somebody's office, I'm looking at a way to connect with them, whether it's through pictures, maybe there's something they have on the wall. Work-wise, if I'm walking into a place and I see old cameras, I know that's something in my back pocket. Maybe if there's not a HVAC opportunity, I could always bring that up. So I try not to hammer them too much with all the solutions yet until I know how the conversation's going.
So that's a great answer. And the reason I say it's a great answer is because we are a solutions and service company. We're not there to sell people widgets. We're there actually to provide the best world-class solutions and services that we can. And we want to partner with our clients. And that's from day one, that's what we teach our end user guys when they come in. There's a guy, good dear friend of mine, James Milet, and James gave a seminar in Paris a few years ago, and he was talking about that seat that sits next to our client, and that's that trusted advisor seat. Mm-hmm. And that's something that we strive for every day. We want to be that person that sits that close to the client, the decision maker, as their trusted advisor, and able to offer them solutions and services, not necessarily sell them services and solutions. Right. We want to give them options. And the reason we give them options is, most importantly, we want to make sure that everything is operable. Mm-hmm. And, of course, it's operating efficiently. And then, especially on the security side, we look for vulnerabilities. Mm-hmm. We do that on the mechanical side. We look long-term at vulnerabilities. Good example is we've still got a lot of clients using R22, the older refrigerant that's, about $80 a pound and no longer illegal. And we have a lot of clients that still have machines that are using older refrigerants. And we try and get in front of them and give them their options and their solutions, right? You've had tremendous success, and a lot of it has to do with your personality. I always tell people I have the perfect face for a podcast or radio, okay? That's just the way it is. But you have the perfect personality, Bill, to be in this executive account sales role and working with our clients. What would be a perfect customer for you? And when you go visit clients, what is that customer you look for? What do we provide them? Multiple sites.
I mean, a lot of my success, even in copiers, has been with property management companies. Mm-hmm. I can just seem like I can relate to them, dealing with a lot of different moving parts and different locations. That's kind of been a sweet spot of mine. So looking, how can we help out your entire portfolio? So that's been a big one for mine.
Multiple sites is one.
Mm-hmm. Schools is another.
Okay.
Yep.
What about the mix of solutions and services? Give me an example of one of the clients that you have and what they're currently using from the Lionshire Company or Wadsworth Service.
Okay, so one of my customers, a property management company, we've been doing a lot of work with them, growing with them. Service contracts at multiple sites, mm-hmm. Which of course has turned into repairs and replacements, but we're also starting to break through and help out with security now. So it's just growing that relationship and bringing the entire portfolio.
And then we also have building automation. A lot of our clients on the HVAC service side, most of them have a building automation system, and a lot of them are antiquated as well. Mm-hmm. I think the one thing I missed, and I would be remiss not to mention this, is the fact that technology's changed. Mm-hmm. And we have building analytics or building advisor by Schneider Electric as one of the products that we offer. Great thing about building analytics. It's like having a seasoned programmer of 30 years sitting behind your computer 365 days, 24 hours a day, looking at the system, evaluating it, and trying to find opportunity to save money and improve operational efficiencies. And the software will tell you, as an example, if I have an air handler that's in simultaneous heating and cooling, obviously we're wasting money. And this software that we use with a lot of our clients, or some of our clients, has been very helpful in identifying low-hanging fruit with high reward, especially when it comes to energy savings. And again, this is a role that you will play in not just providing the service and solutions, but reviewing the data with clients as well, and
Definitely.
becoming that trusted advisor even further.
Excellent.
Excellent. Bill, I just want to say, we're trying to keep our podcast a lot shorter now. Really appreciate you coming in today.
Absolutely.
Really
Glad to be
appreciate you
here.
being on board for 3.5 years. Boy, it sure seems like it's been a lot longer, Bill. And
Yeah.
that's probably because we talk almost every day. And you've just scraped the surface. You're already highly successful. The sky's the limit for you.
Thank you.
And really appreciate you being on board with us, Bill.
I appreciate you too,
And
Jeff.
thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.